All right, welcome to the K-Zoom podcast. My name is Mike, and we're here with Matt Davis, our SEO guru.
Hello.
Hello. Are you doing all right?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Glad to have you here. I mean, we work right across from each other, so it's a little different to sit right next to each other.
We're officially meeting.
We haven't officially met until you sit on the same side of a desk that normally we would have by ourselves.
Yep.
One of the things that we do here at K-Zoom is we help people build websites and we help them optimize those. And so what I want to ask about today and just hear more from you is if someone is building that new website and they want to have the keywords to help it run best, be most findable, what's a good way to go about starting with that?
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to do that. The way that I usually recommend starting is if you know your competitors, look at their websites. There's a lot of free tools online that you can use to actually analyze those websites and find keywords that they're using that you might want to use. Depending on how much you want to throw at it, you can get software that'll tell you even, how many searches particular keywords get, what your chance of achieving any sort of ranking for those in a short amount of time are. Things like that. But the key is really to just pick keywords that are relevant to your business, that you think are achievable, that you think you can consistently write about in a way that interests people and draws people to your website.
Okay, and now just for, let's go even like more website building 101. Mm-hmm. Could you share at that base level the significance of keywords? What do we mean by keywords when we're talking about that?
Yeah, so a keyword, one of the first misconceptions is that a keyword is a single word. That's not necessarily true. So if you sell shoes, yes, shoes is a keyword, but it's a poor one because it's non-specific. It's a thing that nobody searches for with any sort of intent in mind. A better keyword would be, black shoes size 7. That's a very specific thing that somebody's gonna search for. If you come up for that, you know that if they visit your site, you have what they want, and they're going to be interested in that very specific thing.
Okay, so it's helping, the word I'm thinking about, it's like an address, sort of. But beyond your URL, it's something deeper that helps you find your location.
It's almost a billboard,
A billboard, okay.
If you look at the internet as a highway, keywords are kind of a billboard where if you rank for them, people are driving by in the search results and they see black shoes size 7. That's me.
That's where you're going.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned earlier researching keywords, looking at maybe your competitors or other people doing similar business. What does that accomplish?
Yeah, so once you've researched all your keywords and hopefully created some sort of spreadsheet or document to track them, that gives you a roadmap for where you want to go with your site, how you want to develop it out. Typically, you start small. With your main brands maybe, or your best products, your best selling products, and then you expand out from there. So a keyword list is going to tell you, we start with black shoes, and then from there we spread out to, red shoes and other, socks and accessories and t-shirts and things like that. It just helps you plot your content so that you're not kind of stuck every month thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to build this out?
Sure. So if I'm doing that, what's to keep me from just putting like the most popular keywords on there?
Yeah, so that's where a keyword research tool that shows you the volume of a search can help, because ideally if you're a new website starting out, you don't want to target keywords with more than at most 10,000 searches per month, because you just don't stand much of a chance of competing in that arena. So to go back to the old example, shoes is probably searched by 300, 400,000 people a month. And if you try to rank for that, one, it's extremely competitive. Two, it's extremely broad and generic. It doesn't mean anything. So the key is to pick keywords that mean something to you and very, very specifically describe what you do, what you sell, what your key benefits are, and things like that.
And so what's the long game there, right? You start, and how would you build off of those base keywords, and where could that take you?
Over time, the hope is that you can kind of whittle down that specificity so that you start with very specific keywords, and then you kind of funnel yourself down into more generic keywords. As you get more visits, as you get more backlinks, as your site becomes more popular and people engage with your content more, you'll start to have a chance to rank for those 20,000 a month searches, those 50,000 a month searches. But just starting out, brand new website, very important to set realistic goals, because otherwise you're just throwing effort into the wind.
So I imagine if someone was building their own website, maybe you watching this right now or reading the blog, you might be a little overwhelmed by this process. What are some helpful tools that you could maybe recommend, or that someone might come to KZoom for to begin and go down through this process?
Yeah, so there's kind of 3 levels of SEO keyword research tools. The first is going to be if you just type in keyword research tool, that's going to, search that. It's going to bring up a lot of things that'll let you scan a website and look at keywords, just get some general ideas. These are going to be free for the most part. They're not going to be the best results, but they might give you some direction. The second is going to be Google's keyword research tool in the AdWords backend, which you can sign up for that. It's free. It's just a little more challenging to use. It requires a little more expertise and a little more knowledge maybe. But it is a very good way to research keywords if you don't want to spend money and you want to, get verified, very clear, very clean results. The third is to, come to KZoom or sign up for some sort of paid service. There's hundreds of them. There's we use Ahrefs, there's SE Ranking, there's SEMrush, there's countless others, and those will tell you a lot about your chosen keywords. They'll tell you if and which competitors are using them, how much the search volume is, what the difficulty to rank for is, what you need to do to rank for those in regards to backlinks and things like that. Really, that's the best way to get a good picture of what you need to do.
Just paying for more data, more information.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And it would seem like if that was overwhelming for someone to do on their own, or maybe they're a team of 1 or 2, that's a space they can come to us and we'll help them out with that.
Definitely, yeah. That is the core of what we do here.
Yeah.
Most of my day is spent planning and just trying to plot out where we're going to go with our clients and what we're going to do for them that gives them the best chance to appear at the top of those search results for the things they want to rank for.
Fantastic. Well, that seems like a great place to wrap this one up. So if you need some help with keywords or building your website in any way, shape, or form, we'd love to have you give us a call, hang out with Matt, meet some of the rest of the team, and we'll help you best we can go down this road of building your website and maximizing keywords. Is that an okay phrase? Optimizing?
Sure. Optimizing. Let's go with optimizing.
Optimizing keywords. But yeah, this has been the KZoom podcast. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.